All right, the matchup for the NBA Finals has been set. During the second round, I told you guys that the best outcome for the NBA would be a Warriors-Celtics matchup in the NBA Finals. For years, I've been saying this league should be built around Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. And, that would still be the case if Steve Kerr could keep his fucking mouth shut. There's an old saying, it's better to keep your mouth shut and let people think you're stupid rather than open your mouth and remove all doubt. Steve Kerr is paid $8 million a year to coach basketball. And credit where credit's due. The dude's one hell of an NBA coach. That being said, Steve Kerr is absolute shit when it comes to political activism. Tony La Russa the other day, he came out and blasted Gabe Kapler for refusing to stand on the field for the national anthem. Tony La Russa called it inappropriate, and he is 100% right. On Memorial Day weekend, a weekend dedicated to honoring the military, honoring the men and women who died fighting for the right for you to be a complete dumbass. And you want to choose this weekend, of all weekends of the year, this weekend, to make some ridiculous political statement by protesting the national anthem? Well, KC, I am fighting to protect our children. Bullshit. Gabe Kapler, he took a national tragedy and he made it all about himself. Not according to Steve Kerr, though. No. Steve Kerr comes out yesterday and he supports Gabe Kapler being a fellow shitfuck. He was supposed to be speaking to the mainstream media about basketball. God forbid the media ask a basketball coach a question about basketball. Instead, someone in the media, they asked Steve Kerr about irrelevant Gabe Kapler and his irrelevant protest. Now, before I play you this clip, I want to give you a little background info on the guy Steve Kerr is supporting. This is the same guy who claims the word motherfucker is racist. This is the same guy who protested during the national anthem 2 years ago because his hero lost his life. Who is the hero of Gabe Kapler? Is it Captain Kirk? No. That hero belongs to our favorite Star Trek virgin, Mike Freeman at USA Today. Perhaps his hero is Jemele Hill. No, Jemele, she is simply his mentor. She taught him how to make the proper O face when receiving the woke hug. The hero of Gabe Kapler is none other than George Floyd. Oh, Georgie, I pray to you, my Lord and dead Savior, how I wish to live a life similar to yours, full of crime and homelessness. Steve Kerr, he was asked about the illegitimate protest of his brother in woke, Gabe Kapler. Here was his response. Roll the film.
I always support any form of peaceful protest. That's what our country is founded on. I think it's great that he is making his own statement. I think everyone has to do it their own way, and that's the way Gabe chose, and I applaud him for it.
First of all, what the fuck's he doing wearing a mask? I guess Steve Kerr missed the memo. The COVID is over. It ended in November 2020 when Joe Biden was elected. They don't call it the COVID anymore, Steve Kerr. They call it monkeypox. The good thing about monkeypox, it doesn't offend to affect normal people. From what I hear, monkeypox only affects participants of butt bongo. Well, I guess Steve Kerr should be worried about it. I guess he should mask up. We all know how social justice warriors love a good round of butt bongo. Steve Kerr wearing a mask is nothing but a virtue signal. It's a visual message to his fellow shitfucks that he's down with being controlled. He's down with peaceful protest. But here's the thing. In order for a protest to be effective, you have to be protesting against something. What is Gabe Kapler protesting? Seriously, what is Gabe Kapler protesting? Well, KC, he wants to protect children. He wants to take guns off the street. No, that's not true. I doubt Gabe Kapler has the mental capability to even understand the Second Amendment. I saw several of your comments the other day. Several of you told me that on numerous occasions, Gabe Kapler has tried to substitute a player into a game that wasn't on the fucking lineup. I mean, this guy's a grade A dumbass. Don't take my word for it. Listen to his own words. Listen to Gabe Kapler admit he has a difficult time articulating his thoughts. Listen to him give the reason as to why he refuses to support our military by standing for the national anthem. Roll the film.
I don't plan on coming out for the anthem going forward until I feel I feel better about the direction of our country. I was having a hard time articulating my thoughts the day of the shooting and the day we went out there on the line. And sometimes for me, it takes me a couple of days to put everything together. I knew that I was not in my best space mentally, and I knew that it was in connection with some of the hypocrisy of standing for the national anthem and how it coincided with the moment of silence and how those two things didn't sync up well for me. But I wasn't quite sure. I couldn't make sense of it in real time.
You know what? I'm not pleased with the direction of the country either. Pisses me off that American mothers... Yeah, my bad. How dare I use the word mother? We have to be mindful of men like Gabe Kapler, who also have the ability to give birth. It pisses me off that American birthing persons are struggling to find formula for their babies, while birthing persons crossing the border illegally are given free baby formula. Woke Welfare 101. It pisses me off that two of the most powerful people in the country have a combined IQ that doesn't reach triple digit. It pisses me off that so much oil has been wasted to make sure Nancy Pelosi's face doesn't move. I have the solution to high gas prices. Quit wasting oil, injecting it into the face of Nancy Pelosi. All of these things piss me off, but that doesn't mean I take out my anger on the fucking military and the national anthem. Gabe Kapler, he is doing this for personal recognition. He did this to become famous. He took a national tragedy to boost his public profile, just like Steve Kerr will continue doing throughout the NBA Finals. Steve Kerr is going to use the platform of the NBA Finals to continue pushing the agenda. Over the next 2, maybe 3 weeks, he's going to use the platform to push for gun control, to promote the fight to end mythical racism. But it's interesting. I have yet to hear Steve Kerr come out and address what Andre Iguodala said about Luka Doncic. Did you guys hear about this? Don't feel uninformed if you didn't, since not one mainstream media outlet has picked up the story. Once again, it takes someone like me, a dumbass sitting in his makeshift home studio, to do the media's job for him. I do have to credit the Washington Examiner, though, for bringing it to my attention. What is the one woke boner word that causes immediate erections on woke Twitter? What is their favorite cause? The fight to end mythical racism. For years now, we have seen the mainstream media on the front lines to end mythical racism. If they can't find a story they can twist into racism, they just make shit up. Here we have an easy quote the mainstream media could twist into racism, yet not one media outlet has picked up the story. Why? What could be the reason? Once I share it with you, the reason will become abundantly clear. Over the weekend, Andre Iguodala, he was a guest on the Point Forward podcast, shows hosted by former NBA player Evan Turner. The topic of Luka Doncic came up. They were talking about his greatness. It was all very complimentary. Then Andre Iguodala says, Luka Doncic, this white boy is a problem, and it's getting to the point where I don't think he's white anymore. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wouldn't this be a direct violation of the first woke commandment? I'm pretty sure commandment number 1 reads, thou shalt not commit racism. First of all, let me get this out of the way. I don't think Andre Iguodala had any malice with what he said. He was trying to be complimentary. Do I think it's offensive? No. But what's the insinuation here? What is he insinuating about white people? The insinuation is black people are superior athletes, so when a white player is dominating the NBA, he's not really white, he's black. So let me ask you something. What if Phil Mickelson had said this same thing about Tiger Woods? What if Josh Donaldson said this same thing about Tim Anderson? The fucking media went into convulsions over Josh Donaldson calling Tim Anderson Jackie. What if he insinuated, because Tim Anderson is one of few black players in Major League Baseball, that he wasn't really black, he was white? Can you imagine the fake outrage? Keith Olbermann, he would have posted a video on Twitter explaining to the handful of people who know he's still alive that Josh Donaldson is racist. He has Donald in his last name. He is obviously from the Donald Trump lineage of racist. Jamel Hill, she would have published an article in The Atlantic explaining the deep-rooted racism behind these innocent comments. But when Andre Iguodala says the same thing about Luka Doncic, not one mainstream media outlet reports it. Why? It doesn't fit their narrative. You see, you're allowed to mention someone's race as long as you're not white. According to the woke Bible, it is acceptable for black people to insinuate white people are inferior athletes. It's acceptable to say Black Lives Matter, but let a white person say all lives matter, it's racist. It's a clear double standard. It's hypocrisy. According to the woke Bible, freedom of speech is only given to people who identify as woke. The stereotype that white people are inferior athletically, it's not anything new. I mean, does it bother me? No. Let's be real. The NBA consists of a majority of black players for a reason. But don't get mad at me when I say white people are better golfers. Why are more black people in the NBA and more white people in the PGA? Because more black kids grow up playing basketball and more white kids grow up playing golf. It's not a racial thing, it is a cultural thing. I don't mind what Andre Iguodala said about Luka Doncic. The only reason I bring it to your attention, is to show the hypocrisy in the mainstream media. If you're going to cover mythical racism, cover all of it. You can't pick and choose what qualifies as mythical racism. This is the problem when your entire premise is built on lies and myths. You can never meet the standard. No one has the ability to be in compliance with the woke commandments. All right, quick programming note. I'm going to try and get a second video out later today. I'm going to try to. I've got a family thing for Memorial Day this afternoon. I don't know if I'm going to have time to get another video up. So if you don't see the usual second video later this evening, that's the reason why. We will get back to our normal routine tomorrow. But let me know what you think. Steve Kerr welcomes Gabe Kapler into Club Woke. The mainstream media completely ignores the comments from Andre Iguodala. Would they have ignored these same comments had Luka Doncic said it about Andre Iguodala? Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.